Hello, hello. Welcome to the new stream. Um, on this stream, we'll be creating a React Native application from scratch, a podcast app, essentially. And this is how far we have gotten. Okay. We have created essentially, we have set up React navigation so that we can move around the screen. And we have set up a very basic play screen, which is where they'll, which is where you can like actually listen to the podcast itself. Okay, so what are we what do we do today? So this is what I was thinking we'll do today. Let's set up a a discover screen. Yeah, a discover screen where you can come and type the a podcast name or a podcast type tag whatever, and it just looks for it and displays a list, right? Let's set up a simple search bar display screen today. Just the UI. We'll do all the API work later once we have like a basic structure of the app with us. That's when we'll start creating the actual API interaction and Redux and maybe RxJS as well. Let's see. Okay. What shall we start with? We should start with creating a new discover screen. Okay. I'm gonna call that. So we're in screens right now. I'm gonna call it discover screen. Okay. Let's call it discover screen, and let's just set it up first. Okay. Export default discover screen. And once we add a new screen, we need to tell navigation about it. So let's do that as well. Import discover screen from discover screen. Yeah. And so the Stack Navigator and React Navigation, the plugin itself has lots of options for like, setting up the default screen, what does the header look like, and all of that. We'll get around to it eventually when we create all the actual proper, like when we start working on the UX itself. We'll figure out what should be a default screen and what do the headers look like, what does back button do, and all of that. We'll get to that eventually. But for now, this seems we're just creating the bare bones components and making all the interesting UI first. So we have the discover screen. If we do a refresh proper, we should end up on the discover screen, right? Nothing on it because we set it on null. What do we want here? We want let's go look at how podcast app designs, right? Dribble seems like a good place to go check it out. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a search screen. What does a search screen? Good search screen look like? Oh boy, we don't want all of that. Okay, that's a very good design, Raida Rashid, but that's a lot of work for a very simple application. But it's very close to what we want though. We want a search bar and then you can type in it and then it looks for things in our database, right? Okay, I think I have a very basic idea. Let's try and do that. So we'll have a container, of course. I should set this up with like some generator scripts so that I can create all these screens quickly, right? What else do we need? We need this views styles as well. Let's do that. Discover screen styles.js. I should have. There you go. Emacs registers to the rescue. I should have this as well. No, I don't have that. Okay, that's okay. Const styles sheet dot create. I'm just going to save this into my second register. Does that work? Yes. Cool. Container flex1. Let's give it a nice background color of yellow. Okay, yellow. Export default styles and import styles from discover screen styles.js. Okay, and styles.container. What does the app look like? Do we have a yellow screen? We should have a yellow screen quickly. You see the white bar on top is because of React navigation, because it decided that this page needs a header. So we'll figure that out later. Come on. I don't like Prettier messing with me, but we'll fix that later. So on the discover screen, we need a text box, right? A text box with like a good design would be like a nice translucent background, the search icon on the right. We will be integrating React Native vector icons today as well. Yeah, we should get around to it quickly. A nice little search bar on the side, and then when you click on it, the keyboard shows up, you can type, and should we wait? Should it be live, or should we just wait for pressing of the search button? We'll do the search button, that's easier actually. Okay, so this is going to be view style. How do we do text input in React Native? React Native text input. Input via keyboard, blah blah blah, on change text. Submit editing on focus. Cool. And this is what it looks like. On change text and value. Cool. Let's do that. Right, and we need an on change text. On change text value, and we need to store state somewhere locally on this in this component, right? So we'll use useState for that. A component state can be like saved using useState, you know. So this is going to be search value, and set search value is useState is initial value is going to be empty. Yeah, and let's just do on change text. We set search value, and this is search value. There is our text input, and we can type things into it. Cool. How do I get out of the keyboard? Oh, there you go. Okay. I want all of this to go away and the keyboard to exit. Cool. Let's make it look nicer, you know. Border color can go away. Actually, border color, let's make it transparent. Yeah, and let's give it a nice background color of our GPA. It is RGBA is between 255, right? 255, 255, 255 and 0.5. That should give us a nice translucent white box. Okay. Stop. Stop. What are you doing? There is our translucent little box. I'd like it to have a nice little border radius as well. As we saw in the designs, those look cool. Did that work? Can't tell. Stop getting out of my app. Oh, there's the border radius. Cool, cool, cool. Some padding never hurt anybody. This yellow is overwhelming, you know. And I think we should just move all of this out into a separate component. Let's do that first. Let's just take this out and we'll call it components search bar.js. I want the bar to be capital. Search bar.js, okay. Import React from React on search bar. Okay, we can move. Actually, we shouldn't. This boy should have its values coming from outside. Set on change and value and on search. Okay, give me a second. I'll be back in just a minute. Yeah. So, what were we saying? We were saying that this search bar is going to be just like a text input, but the state is going to come from outside. We don't want to store state inside of this. Okay, this search bar will have some state, like to figure out when the keyboard is open or when the keyboard is closed and all of that. But apart from that, the search box itself won't have any state. So let's just say this is on change and this is value. This export default search bar. I should get used to typing that. Yeah. And what else? We should import search bar into this. Import search bar from components search bar.js and search bar value is search value and on change is on change text. So what does this on search function prop mean? This is going to be, let's just assign it a default value. I like doing that so that it's clear what you're doing. Okay. What does this on search do? So we're going to add a button actually. I was thinking about this just now and I thought real time when you're searching and you want the results to pop up, that's kind of a harder UI to make as a first level thing. So we should just add a button that the user clicks when they want, user taps when they want the search to go through, like, you know, to initialize the search. So we'll add the button as well. Okay, so that's what the on search callback is going to do. Right now nothing, so we have passed nothing, but you get the drift. What does the app look like? Cool, nothing. Should also have a clear button, just to clear out what you've typed. Cool. Let's work on the search bar. We want a button right next to this, right? Let's first do this. Our standard import styles from styles.search bar styles.js, and let's go create the search bar styles. Search bar styles.js. That worked. Cool. Flex one, and that's it, I guess. Flex direction is going to be row. The search button is going to show up right next to the search bar, and that should be it. Let's just align items as well to just nicely round it up, and justify content is space around. Okay, we want the text input box to just like take as much space as possible, so we'll ask it to like grow. And we want the button, the search button, to take some minimal amount of space. And how do you do that? I don't remember. Flex minimum width. Min width is what we can do, and preferred width. Flex basis. Okay. Flex basis is what controls that, right? Initial means it sets the size, otherwise set with box sizing. If I do flex basis 200, that makes sense. So it can be fit content, min content, max content. Actually, I should just do min content. Let's see if that works. I'm not sure that works. We'll figure it out. So we need a button here that says search, and we'll import button, right? Oh, oops. Hey, what are you doing? I said flex direction is row. Does this look like flex direction row? Hi. Ooh. All the styling got destroyed because I forgot to do exports const styles. Thank you, prettier. Export default styles. I should probably calm down. I think min content worked, maybe. So we don't want the search button to show up at all unless the keyboard is, unless value is not empty, right? We want show search is equal to value not equal to this, and we'll do, there are two ways to do this. First one is show search and the button, and you'll see what I mean. Right? Type something, the search button shows up. Right? And if it's empty, the search button goes away. Simple and nice. The other method to do this is show search question mark. There's my button. / column null. You see what I did there? It is just one of the ways to do this. Yeah. You can choose either. I have a preference for the ternary operator, just because habit, but it's up to you. You can choose either of them. It doesn't matter. I'm sure there is some very small differences, but it doesn't matter. So you want the show search button to show up only if you like type something, right? And otherwise it goes away. We also would like a clear button, right? Let's get a clear button as well. Ooh, I want 2 of these buttons. But you can't have this, right? How do you fix that? It's actually quite easy. You can do this, you know. This ternary operator now returns an array of elements. You can do that. Or you can do the nice and new fragment thing they have. You know, if you want to return multiple elements, just do this fragment business. You have to remove that comma in the end, of course. But I'll show you what a fragment is. A fragment is just a wrapper to like return multiple elements. You know, essentially you can do React fragment, or you can do what I just did, which is this guy. Right? It's the same thing when you want to return multiple elements. Or you can return an array. That works too, actually. Okay. So cool. Should add some padding and all that. We'll get around to it. What clear should do is actually quite easy. Clear should on press. Clear should on change empty. Yeah. Clear should just call on change empty. Should we control this with the keyboard as well? But you don't want to do empty searches. So, you know what I was thinking? Like when you tap on this, the search button shows up anyway. But you don't want that. You don't want to like search for empty strings and all of that. Right? And let's just add this as well. What the on search. On press, you do on search. Okay. That's a nice little text box. This yellow is painful, isn't it? I'll just make this black again. Black. Much better. It shows up. The search bar shows up properly. All right. Next, what should we do? We should, as I was saying, we should probably add React Native vector icons, right? It's about time. Let's do that. We have time today, somewhat. It is Monday and I have to head to work, you know. React Native vector icons. You don't want to drop in images for everything you do, okay? So that's where this awesome library helps. It lets you use all those FontAwesome material font and all of those cool icon fonts. It lets you use them inside your application. That makes it very cool. Let's just look at the repository. I don't like looking at documentation on npm. It makes me kind of uncomfortable. Okay. All of these are bundled. I hope they are not bundled into the project itself, unless I use them. FontAwesome 5? What is FontAwesome 5? I didn't know FontAwesome 5 came out. It means harder to use in some cases. Android iOS handles fonts differently. It's too much effort. We'll not use FontAwesome 5, I guess. Okay. I plan to use it for Android with Gradle recommended. Shouldn't this just work now? I mean, it just works, by the way. I don't have to do link and all anymore, I'm told. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's install this. I think we'll have to build again, right? Yarn add. I think we'll have to build again. This adds like, you have to do it like this. You have to like tell it what font you're trying to use. Browser. Let's just build our application again. Native run Android. And while it's doing that, let's look at what we need. We need a search icon. This guy. We need this guy. What shall we use? We should set like stick to one set of icons that we're going to use. I like FontAwesome. I don't mind FontAwesome. Stop freaking out. It's still building. Stop freaking out. Ugh. Anyway, FontAwesome looks like the one we'll be using. Cool. It's still building, my friend. What's with the freak out over here in the emulator? Calm down. I think it works. Cool. All right. I think we have FontAwesome ready to go. And how do you use this? We want an icon button actually. I saw an icon button in the... So you have an icon component which just lets you render a icon. And we have a icon button, which is just a button which... Nice. Cool. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do... Come on. Where is our search bar? We're going to do icon from FontAwesome, and you're going to be an icon button now. Icon button. And name is not Facebook. Name is going to be search. You're an icon button too, and your name is going to be... Need like something like clear? Not nuclear. Remove. FontAwesome remove. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. I should stop pressing escape. That just kills the app. What? Did it just crash on my face? I knew it. I thought just as well. Like, I don't think main content is a thing. Ooh, wait. It might be because of something else. Actually, it might be because uh it might be because this void is doesn't have it's not wrapped in a view. Um it's probably because of that, you know? We'll figure that out. Let's just remove min content for now. Yeah. None of the fonts showed up either. Oh, what did I miss? I must have missed installing something, you know. Most probably. For each platform you plan to use, blah 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 blah. That should have worked on its own. I don't think we need to do this anymore. Do I have to like install these fonts separately? Is what I'm wondering. This boy just starts using FontAwesome. No? I don't think I need to. Icon button worked. Let me just try Facebook. Let's see if Facebook works. No, it did not. What's wrong with my Facebook? FontAwesome. Why are you messing with me? Does it need to have a text? Let's just see. Control C, Control W. Show me what you got. The icon isn't showing up. What's up with the icon? Do I have to install it separately? FontAwesome is not showing up, and I think do I need to link it? Let's just try linking. It should have broken up if it was not working properly. React Native link, React Native vector icons. It's already linked, successfully linked. Resource doesn't exist. Linking, done. Cool. React Native run and read. I would be a little disappointed if FontAwesome didn't link itself automatically. Okay. Slightly disappointed. Okay. Fine. It was just the linking. How you have disappointed me. Where's the icon button we all need? Cool. That works. It looks like crap, but it works. Okay. Exit the keyboard, my friend. There you go. So we have our search button ready and working. You know, since we have FontAwesome now, you know what we should do? Where's our play controls? We should fix this boy. Let's do that. Let's go find play play and reverse maybe? Play. FontAwesome is just play. Okay. FontAwesome's 5 play, Awesome 5's play looks much better though. We won't think too much about it. How do we do this? We took icon from FontAwesome. And this is an icon button now. Name, play. Reverse and forward, that's what we need. Back in time. Backward is what we're going to use. Sure, there's a forward as well. Forward, cool. We'll do forward. How do we see this? We can go and change navigation's default to be the play screen. Let's see how that works, by the way. As I said, if we set the play screen to be default, it doesn't have all the things it needs. There, look at this. This is what I was talking about. Now that we're here, we should fix that. Undefined is not an object. Podcast information. Let's just define a function. Get podcast information is as simple as const info is this, and if info, we return empty. Get podcast information. I should fix that. Holy shit. Fine. Artist info, empty box, podcast title, nothing. There is some commotion happening behind me in the trees. I'll ignore that for now. Why do they look like ass? The icons. God damn. Fine. Whatever. There are birds and monkeys in the window behind me. In the trees. You will probably hear them very soon. They're very loud creatures. I live in a very green area. Lots of trees, lots of birds, and now monkeys. Anyway, we set up the search bar today, and we installed FontAwesome. I think taking it slow and steady, and this is good enough. This seems like a good place to stop today. Okay. One thing that I would do tomorrow is probably set up I'm watching my own stream and it's a minute delayed, and I just saw my own reaction to the monkeys, and I can't help laughing at it. Anyway, I set up a little list component here, which populates with some random data for now. Yeah, and when you click on it, it's going to take you to the podcast screen. And once you click on a particular episode, it's going to take you to the play screen. That's the flow I'm thinking for tomorrow. Okay? For tomorrow's podcast. Tomorrow's live stream. I keep saying podcast. Stop it. Tomorrow's live stream. Okay? So yeah, what all did we do today? We set up a search bar, a simple search bar with some, when you click on it, buttons show up. You can click on close to clear it out, and the search button does nothing. We also installed React Native vector icons to have nice icons show up like this. Yeah. And we also fixed up the play button on the other side. Yeah. All right. I think that's enough for today. We're taking it slowly and deliberately, and